All right then, so now let me show you how to customize this pagination sections over here. So in order to customize those things, so let's get started. Okay, so basically we are going to customize this pagination, right? So we need to display the number of records, how many number of records I want to display on a single page, like 5 or 10 or whatever the things. So in order to do that, all I have to do is to get into the data table, right? And this is the place where we are creating the state. So over there, I need to create myself a custom state. So basically, I'm going to create myself a state over here for the paginations, right? So react.use state. So for the pagination state, I'm going to define a type. So what is the pagination state and all? We need to define a type. So let's import this pagination state from the tan stack table. This is the instance which is coming from the tan stacks table. So import that one. Now we have the pagination instance. All right. So then all I have to we successfully defined. I need to import the pagination. I need to pass this pagination state which I have created. That's the custom state which we created, right? So we need to pass that information. So along with that, I need to handle the pagination state. So on pagination change, set the paginations. This is the pagination state which we are passing. And on pagination, whenever the pagination has been changing, we are updating the state informations over there. If you miss these two informations, the pagination is not going to work, right? So this is the place where we are creating the this options, right? So here what I'm going to do is, along with this, I'm just going to say justify between. So right after that input field, I'm going to bring myself a drop down in order to change the rows. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this select. If you search for the select, I'm going to copy this and I'm going to import it over here. Then I'm going to bring that select state. This is the drop down which we are going to display it over here, right? So save it, and if you check it out over here, you should be able to see the data, number of data, like a drop down where I can switch between the number of data. Okay, so on the on value change, what we are doing, we are changing the set paginations using the set pagination state. I'm accessing the previous value and I'm returning the value. We need to destructure the whatever the previous value it is. Destructure it, then we need to get the page size, right? Then we need to convert that value into a number, then we need to assign it to that particular page size. Okay, so that's the page size which we are defined over here, because the pagination state has two different values, which is index and the page size. So when you break the number of pages, for instance, let's say if I have 5 records I want to display, but I have overall 20 different records. So how many index we do have? 4 different indexes. Because if you divide that page size with the total number of records, how many index you get? 4. Because we are trying to display 5 different sets of records in a single page. So we have 4 different pages. If you want to display 10 records and you have overall 20 different sets of records, you want to display it into 2 different pages. So as 10 records in a single page, what we do, we break it into 2 different parts. So the number of pages will be 2. So that's the concept which we are trying to do over here. All right. So we have that. Then at all the way to the bottom, the place where we are displaying the paginations control. This is the place where we are displaying the pagination controls. So I need to re-customize this completely. So instead of this, what I'm going to do, and I'm going to change this into justify between. Then instead of this button, I'm going to re-customize this, the page information. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this, right? I'm going to delete that. Then I'm going to display the pagination informations on the left side. That's the page info on the left side. What is the page index of the overall page count, right? Then I need to display the page controls. So I'm going to create a division with the place where I can display the page controls. Inside this page controls, I'm going to bring the previous button first. Previous button, right? So I'm going to bring the chevron left. Instead of just displaying previous, I'm going to bring an icon and I'm going to display it. Then in the in-between, I'm going to display the page numbers, how many pages so far we do have. So we need to, using the array, I'm going to convert using the page count. I'm going to create an array dynamically. Then I'm going to ignore the value, but I'm going to access the index. Then I'm going to render this button to display the index numbers. Then I need to display the next page button just exactly the same way how we displayed the previous button. So let's get the chevron right icon. So save these changes. Now if you refresh it, you should be able to see we have one page. We are in the currently only one page, which is because we are displaying 10 records on a single page. If I choose 5, and now we can see we are displaying 5, and the number of pages changed into 2 because we have break the number of 10 records into 2 sets. So 2 pages, we are currently on the page number 1, and if you switch between the page 2, now we are in the page 2. And even you can use this to switch between them, right? So this will create a more creative records in order to filter the records on a single pages, right? So, and this will work perfectly. See here, even if I'm filtering it, the number of pages will be changed, and the number of the information is also changed. So we successfully created a fully reusable data table, which is ready made filtering, sorting options, and along with that the data, whatever the data you are supplying, it will be ready to work, right? So this is all about the data table, and we finished it completely. So let's move on to the next section.